are the people who popularized that whole concept of cruising. They wrote the books. They were the people who did it first.
The Hiscocks.
Yeah.
A big foredeck.
Yep.
And teak.
I tell people that this teak deck is the lowest maintenance part of this whole boat. Nobody wants to believe that, but it's true. Teak decks get a bad name from thin decks that are screwed with fiberglass. This teak, when it was new, was probably metric. It measures 20 millimeters, a little thicker than 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
It's down to 5/8.
Wow.
Thinnest I've found, maybe a 1/2 inch. So after 40 years almost, we're down to the point where a lot of people start with thickness. They'll go another, who knows, 10 or 20.
Wow.
When this boat was built, this was a $1,500 option, a teak deck.
Wow.
That would buy you about 10 square feet.
Yeah, today.
Today.
So you got a roll of furling jib.
For a staysail, it has the spar in a pocket in the sail, and so it's self-tending.
Oh, self-tending staysail.
Wonderful storm sail, wonderful heavy weather sail. There's nothing to do. You just turn the boat.
And it goes over to the other side.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. So you only have one sheet.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a nice downwind too, because we can put it on one side and the jenny on a pole on the other. It helps to balance the jenny.
I see.
Very nice.
And I see that your staysail is actually, the stay is actually detachable from the deck.
Right.
Is that what that is? Do you ever do that? Do you ever detach it to get it out of the way?
Yes, we do. Particularly when we're racing. We only race. We only race Dickersons.
That's it.
Oh, really?
That's the only place. In June, Dickerson has their annual rendezvous in the Chesapeake Bay, and then there's a regatta on Saturday afternoon. And so we will bring it back towards the mast so that when the jenny comes through, it doesn't catch as easily. It just helps a little bit.
Wow.
She's not a race boat.
No, she's a cruising
She's
boat.
a very comfortable cruiser, but not a race boat.
And is that an electric windlass, or
Yes.
It is.
Yep, it could go both ways.
Oh, wow.
With rope or chain, either way.
Yep.
And then the boat has Samson posts. There are 3 on the boat, 2 at the stern, 1 here in the bow.
Oh, wow.
And we carry 2 bow anchors, a 66-pound spade, and the FX-37 Fortress on the other side with the rope rode, so that if you have a problem with the windlass, you can always bring this light anchor. There's 30 feet or 25 feet of chain, and then the rope rode, so you can manhandle that yourself. And then the rubber snubber up there, that snubber line actually goes down to the water line. We hook it on, drop the line, and then our scope is much better. You can use less road.
That's cool.
Normally, this part's actually covered by a Walker Bay dinghy. You've got a little bow track through it.
The starboard.
Yeah.
Yep, and then the stern is bolted down again with the ring nuts.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a little invention. The Walker Bay has holes in the rim, so we can actually bolt it down. That's nice.
Oh, you actually bolt it down.
With these wing nuts.
I see. So it's as secure as
Not
can
going
be.
anywhere.
And
No.
then we use the 5 nuts to tie it in addition, which also locks the nut setting on the screw.
This is where we store our other dinghy. We have a Porta-Bote. We flatten it.
Wow.
And it's stored on the cabin house and flattened here.
Yep.
And then strapped on. And then at the bow, there's a line which would be the tow line, and then it's wrapped on here.
So you've got 2 dinghies,
Yep,
a Walker Bay and a Porta-Bote.
10-foot Porta-Bote.
What do you use them for? Like, do you use one for one kind of thing and the other for
Well,
another?
we actually started with the Walker Bay,
Yeah.
and a friend of ours had gone cruising and had a Porta-Bote and just extolled its virtues,
Aye.
which are that it's ugly, so nobody wants to steal it.
Steal it.
Okay, it holds more than a typical 10-foot inflatable. It takes less maintenance. It's less expensive to buy. It is lighter weight. It takes a smaller horsepower outboard,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that costs less money.
Huh.
So for all those reasons is
Wow.
why we ended up with a Porta-Bote. And when I found one used, we thought, well, we'll buy a used one, see if we like it.
Yeah.
We did. We used that, and then finally sold it and got a new one. So we're sold on Porta-Bote. We can carry 4 people and luggage in the Porta-Bote.
A lot of storage.
lot of room, because if you think about it, an inflatable has those big tubes. It takes up a lot of space, and then you can't sit forward facing on the tubes.
Yep.
So you're always cranked around instead of sitting forward, facing the way you're going.
You don't ever get dinghy butt,
Dinghy butt.
Well, wet,
a
you know.
wet bottom for
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
on the
Right.
tubes, and she's never been patched or pumped.
Right.
Aye.
Well, you pull her
Aye.
right up on the
So-
beach with rocks, no problem.
Wow.
6 horsepower gets us about 14 knots
14 knots.
with the 2
With
of
it-
us.
Yeah.
With 2 of us in it.
It
Um,
will come up on a plane at, I don't know, around 10 knots maybe.
Are there any
Great
things
boat.
that you dislike about the Porta-Bote?
Yeah.
All boats are a compromise.
They're all
Everything's
so
a
there's
compromise.
black flotation, and it's made out of like styrofoam stuff, and it disintegrates in the sun after a while.
Oh,
So it needs
yeah.
to be covered, and I haven't done that, and so you have these little black bits everywhere, so it's ugly.
Huh.
If you swamp a Porta-Bote, it will sink. It
Aye.
won't sink, but you have to get out.
In order to get
and
it up.
in particular, the outboard will go under, which is
Oh,
not
yeah.
a good thing. Recovering the outboard from salt water. So we augment the flotation in the stern with a flat fender.
The Porta-Bote has black plastic edging all the way around it, and it will mark a white hull. We don't ever let the boat go against the hull. We always have a fender down.
Yep.
When you go for cocktail hour, you have to say to people, no, let her drop back.
Don't ever let it next to somebody else's boat. We never do
Aye.
that. These are sturdy enough you can climb on it.
Really? You can
Oh, yeah.
stand on it.
Go here.
Wow.
Yep. So you can look.
I stuck this plank on here to kind of mimic the old traditional sideboard thing. We put our side lights here, which gives us good separation in height. The original owner had actually taken kerosene lights and converted them to electric. They were pretty dim.
Oh, yeah. Kerosene lights. Wow.
Yeah. He's cruising in 1974.
75
This is
to
when-
79 around the world, so there wasn't much.
Yeah, so the old boat's been around. We haven't been around with her, but she's been around once. And he actually was cruising in company with people like the Hiscocks. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
heard of them.
They've been
Yeah.
aboard the boat.
They are
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They were the people who popularized that whole concept of cruising. They wrote the books. They were the people who did it first.
The Hiscocks.
Yeah.